My name is Kelly. I am a former early childhood educator and Montessori guide. I spent over a decade in the field before becoming a stay-at-home mom to two, and now I'm here to show you some things that you can do at home with your littles. So first things first, I think a lot of parents have some misconceptions about what learning actually is in the early years and how structured and formal it needs to be. I see it a lot in moms groups where they think that learning needs to be very structured and facilitated by workbooks and things like that. And that's not the case at all, especially in the early. In fact, in the early years, I would argue that most of the learning that children have happens kind of in a way that you don't really see it, or you might not notice it, but it's happening. So it's in all the little moments of life. So here's an example. Here I have 3 oranges. My daughter was actually sitting right here this morning while I was making breakfast with these 3 oranges here. And she asked to have some oranges. And so, of course, I said, go ahead. And that turned into multiple different lessons for her, if you will. So just from these 3 oranges and her sitting across the island from me, she learned math skills, science skills, social emotional skills, language skills, and some practical life skills as well. So let's dive into all of that. So first of all, she was trying to go like this and stack them. She was sitting here like that. So right there, trying to stack it like that, that is simply learning science, right? You're building it and it's falling. She was asking me questions like, why doesn't it stack? Why won't it work? And so we had a discussion about how these are round. So now we kind of play into, well, if you know Montessori, that would kind of go into the Montessori sensorial aspect of things. We had a discussion about how round things don't stack very well. Next thing was, after she was kind of playing with them a little bit, she wanted to open one. And so she was opening an orange just like this. And I don't know, as you open an orange, this is actually a really great practical life skill for a 3-year-old because it facilitates that fine motor development. So anyways, after she finishes peeling it, she opens it, pops a piece in her mouth, and she says, "So juicy." And then we have a discussion about how oranges are juicy. And then I asked her the question, well, what about bananas? Because the bananas were sitting right beside us. She's like, bananas aren't juicy. And so we had a discussion about, okay, well, what are bananas then? What is the texture of bananas? So now we're again going back to that discussion about science and